Ghost airports that will send a shiver down your spine, frozen in time and at the mercy of the elements. Abandoned airports are seriously creepy and post-apocalyptic, destroyed by conflict, natural disaster, financial mismanagement, or simply left to rack and ruin. We take a look at 5 of the planet's most eerie defunct airports. Nicosia International Airport, Cyprus. Trapped in a 1970s time warp, Nicosia International Airport, NIM, was once the principal airport of Cyprus, welcoming hundreds of thousands of tourists a year. On July 20, 1974, Turkey invaded Cyprus, and the country's international airport, which was the scene of fierce fighting between Turkish and Cypriot forces, was heavily bombed. The airport was declared a United Nations Protected Area, UNPA, during the conflict and found itself within the UN-controlled buffer zone once hostilities had ceased. Situated in a no-man's land between the Republic of Cyprus and the self-declared state of Northern Cyprus, the airport has remained largely untouched since the conflict. These days, the site is used as a headquarters for the UN peacekeeping force in Cyprus, but much of the former terminal building and its contents still exist, including signage and seating. While the future of the airport is uncertain, plans have been floated to reopen it under UN control and even transform the site into a special tax-free industrial zone. W.H. Bramble Airport, Montserrat. This once bustling airport on the Caribbean island of Montserrat is now located in a barren volcanic wasteland. The airport, which served several international airlines, fell victim to the Soufriere Hills volcanic eruption of June 25, 1997, which devastated the south part of Montserrat. The main pyroclastic flow passed over the airport and obliterated the terminal building, part of the air traffic control tower and most of the runway. Nowadays, only the metal skeleton of the airport terminal building and some crumbling concrete structures remain. A dangerous no-go area, the airport is located within the island's exclusion zone and is strictly out of bounds to the general public. A new airport in the north of the island, which was completed in 2005 at a cost of $18.5 million, replaced the destroyed W.H. Bramble Airport. Ciudad Real Central Airport, Spain. Ciudad Real Central Airport in central Spain opened in 2008 to much fanfare, but the massive infrastructure project, which cost an eye-watering $1.3 billion, was doomed from the get-go. Stuck in the middle of nowhere, the airport's completion coincided with the global financial crisis of 2008 and resulting recession, and the hub failed to attract enough airlines to make it profitable. Vueling, the last airline to operate scheduled flights to and from the airport, pulled out in 2011. A year later, the private airport went into receivership. The airport, which was poised to welcome as many as 10 million passengers a year, was effectively abandoned in 2012 and has remained empty ever since. An example of how not to plan a new international airport, a massive walkway was partly completed to connect the airport to a train station on the Madrid-Seville high-speed rail line that was never built. Luckily, things are looking up for the ill-fated Ghost Airport. Last year, a consortium of investors snapped up the site for $50 million, and plans are afoot at last to reopen Ciudad Real Central. Ellinikon International Airport, Greece. Athens Ellinikon International Airport was the Greek capital's main airport for decades, until it was closed in 2001 to make way for the new Athens International Airport. The airport was partly repurposed as a venue for the Athens Olympic Games in 2004, and the northwestern section of the site was used for field hockey, baseball, and more. One of the airport's hangars was even revamped to host various fencing events and basketball games. Since the Olympics, the airport has been left to rack and ruin. An ambitious project to convert the airport into a municipal park was in the pipeline, but was canned following the Greek debt crisis that pretty much bankrupted the country. For the past couple of years, the dilapidated airport has served as a makeshift camp for thousands of refugees and migrants. Several plans to lease the site to investors and convert it into a sprawling coastal resort have been proposed, but, to date, the airport remains abandoned and forlorn. Yasser Arafat International Airport, Palestinian territories. This major international airport near the city of Rafah in the Gaza Strip was completed with funding from the international community and opened by the then U.S. President Bill Clinton in 1998. The $86 million airport, which was named in honor of Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat, was able to handle as many as 700,000 passengers a year. The airport was in operation for a mere 2 years. It closed for good on October 8, 2000 during the Second Intifada. In December 2001, an Israeli bombing campaign severely damaged the air traffic control tower, followed by the runway and the state-of-the-art terminal building. More or less a month later, Israeli bulldozers moved in and destroyed much of what was left, including the runway. Now a complete wreck, the airport has been totally abandoned, and proposals to rebuild the hub have been vetoed by the Israeli authorities.